Something a bit different today. I have James Rae's Ambiguity, which shows up in his 20 Modern Studies for Saxophone, but also shows note for note in his 40 Modern Studies for Clarinet. So I have both my alto and my clarinet here, and I'll play through on both instruments, and then have a bit of a look at what makes this piece quite a unique and fun piece to play. So what makes Ambiguity really interesting is its time signature changes, but not so much time signature changes, but the fact that we have 7/8 and 5/8 time in here. So we've got this irregular sense of pulse. Even though the piece says it's going at a crotchet equals 152, which is roughly this, so quite safe. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and often we can't think 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and what we really have here is an establishment of how fast do the quavers go. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, because that's going to be your lowest common denominator when it comes to counting, because with the 7/8 and the 5/8 and the 3/4, we can't do our traditional crotchets anymore. So what can we do? The first thing to remember about time signatures is that it's not so much about how many beats we have in a bar, but what are the strong notes and what are the weak notes. Now, if we took a simple time signature like 3/4/4/4, you can, yes, think in terms of crotchet beats. So 1 and 2 and 3 and, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But behind the scenes really is our strong weak, strong weak, strong weak, strong weak. So in the case of 7/8 time, what do we have? Well, up to the interpretation here, we could have strong weak, strong weak, strong weak, weak, which in the case of Ambiguity, so if we could have, okay, so, but the way they've beamed it, you could maybe say strong weak, 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 strong weak, weak, and by having less strong beats, the music kind of floats a little bit more. Dooba-dooba-dooba-da. But let's just do pairs of quavers now to keep it simple. So we've got 7/8 time. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3 is kind of the way I like to count it. And then the 5/8 time. See the way they've beamed the music? They're giving you a huge hint here. The pair and then the three of them joined together is kind of dictating that we have strong weak, strong weak, weak. So strong weak, strong weak, strong weak, weak, strong weak, strong weak, weak, strong weak, strong weak, weak. We have the natural accent landing at the beginning of each of those quaver groupings. Oh, look, and then a 3/4 shows up. So the 3/4, back to your 1 and 2 and 3 and that, it's kind of like the underlying groove of this piece. Whoop. So da 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 ba da ba da da chaka chaka cha. And if we check with our metronome, okay. Okay, taka 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 do 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 da 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 taka taka da taka taka da taka taka da, and that is what we are trying to capture with this piece. So even though we've got all the slurs and things, okay, that's kind of smooth, has a bit of shape, we can put a little breath accents in there, ta da da, just to create that attitude. You don't have to. That's just the way I've liked to interpret it. And then when you ramp up the speed if you want to, even though it says a crotch 152. Let's say we went da ga da ga da ga da da ga da ga da da ga da ga da da ga da ga da. It creates this quite exciting vibe to hear these irregular beats, these irregular strong notes. Okay, so ba 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 ba. Okay, creates that excitement, even though it's 152 beats. So it continues on. We have the second line. Which I might have done, but so now our next section from bar 9, it's still the same idea. So da ga da ga da ga da da ga da ga da. Okay, now I'm not even discussing notes at this stage. So there's some tricky fingerings and things in here. There are a couple of counting traps here. Now, because bar 4 was a 3/4 bar, 1 and 2 and 3, there's a bar in here to kind of trick you, to try and trap you. So this is actually bar 12. It puts a 5/8 bar there. So it's short a quaver. So it creates this feeling like a CD skipping or a record skipping. We've lost some music somewhere and the music kind of jumps ahead, which is kind of a cool effect. So do da ga ga da ga da da ga da ga da da ga da ga da da ga da ga da da. So we'll try it again. This is bar 9. Okay, we've got to make sure that we're keeping in tabs with with that quaver pulse, that subdivision. Da 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 do ba. Okay, you don't want to accidentally go da 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 rest bark, which gets a few people because it kind of sometimes people need to breathe or they've actually gotten used to what they've played before. Then it does from bar 13. Funny enough, the same thing, but they bring back the 3/4 bar. Okay, so they kind of resolve the 8-bar phrase. So let's play it on clarinet. Bar 9, from bar 9. Okay, so that's now our 3/4 bar, so it feels a little bit more, let's just say, relaxed and resolved. All right, then a whole bunch of crazy notes show up. Crazy for both clarinet and saxophone, a little bit crazier for clarinet because of the let's just say the lack of an E-flat key on most clarinets. I've got one, but I've practiced this piece for so long with a clarinet that didn't have one, I've kind of become used to it. So let's play it. Let's go for it slowly. On clarinet first, bar 17. Now at this point, I'm just going to keep going. The fingering trick I like to do here is, okay, no, actually, you know what? Let's work our way to bar 17, 9, bar 19. We have a D sharp. Now, sorry, saxophone players, this one's more for clarinet guys and gals. D sharp. We typically, with most clarinets, only have the right hand way of playing this. So we're going to work our way backwards. Right hand D sharp, so therefore left hand C sharp, then a right hand B, and then, oh, nuts, there's an E flat before that in that previous bar, in that bar 18. So we have this right problem. And I find you can't get there in time if you want to play this fast. However, we've got an opportunity here. The E flat before it is a crotchet, so it's actually a long note. We can kind of shorten that note, make it a bit like staccato or put in a kind of faux breath or anything, and then we can just go right. So we actually have enough time to go right. So slowly. So we're fine there. Then I go to the right hand B. So don't be tempted to go to left hand B because then you're going to get a bit trapped when that D sharp shows up. So just to prove it can be done fast and to hear that slight detachment in that E flat to give us space to move our finger. Perfectly doable. So maybe just remind yourself, right hand to E flat, right hand B. All right, saxophone, they get a little bit easier. Yeah. And then we keep on going. It's pretty much the beginning again, but now we're forte, we've built it up, we've got this climatic ending. and that is Ambiguity. Thank you KBB for the Salona sax. I do have a few sticky keys on here which I probably should look at, but there we go. And the clarinet, of course. Good idea to be accustomed to playing both of these. I'm honestly a clarinetist first, saxophonist second, but they complement each other nicely. Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Learn both these suckers because they will teach you the good aspects. Well, like I said, they complement each other. Embouchure wise on clarinet, you learn how to be relaxed more on the saxophone. You can take that relaxing into the clarinet. Fingering wise, they're just a perfect pair. Be a doubler.